Oh, but the solution was to share it. Turns out, like that's the moral of the story. The moral of the Kane story is you got to share it. You can't just covet it for yourself.
Okay, welcome back, guys. Rev Now Podcast. I'm here, Matrix Genie with Jono, and we're just about to jump into some current events and daily news. And
How's it going, team? How's it going, everybody out there on the net?
okay, so this just happened here. This was in Canada. I'm pretty sure. So we'll just set this up.
What the fuck, bro? What is that?
Vancouver. I don't know. I don't think that was the Northern Lights, though. What do you think?
Well, my first instinct really is actually, and I mean, like, I'm not a debunker, people. I'm not a debunker, but in this case, my first instinct, whenever I see the lights in the sky stuff, I always feel like, not always, but man, that gets me AI vibes.
Yeah.
Because when I'm thinking about the tech. And so when I think about this, I mean, either it's a technology of some kind, or it's some sort of otherworldly entity, or it's some sort of energy anomaly.
Right.
I'm looking at it. It looks too colorful for your standard energy anomaly. So, and I know, could be, you don't know, could be, so yeah, it could be an angel, but
Oh, that went on again.
angels are usually pretty intent on what they're doing. Just
Yeah.
kind of fafloofle around. Um, it could be some sort of drone that's doing a light show, but as you can see, the light show is pretty robust, pretty
Oh, it's amazing,
it's
bro.
it's amazing, it's fantastical, right? Like it looks really it's like energy's just zipping around. So it could just be actually that, just energy zipping around. It could be some sort of um, it doesn't look like a portal per se. It looks more like some sort of some sort of beautiful, yeah, that sound, like this sparkling angel creature thing. So it could be a plasma being of some kind, or perhaps a precursor to a plasma being about to happen. There could simply just be an energy convergence happening at that exact spot. Um,
I mean, I don't know if you've heard about Project Bluebeam, but
mhm.
that's what I think about when I see that. I'm just
Yeah, that's exactly what I think about whenever I see those things. I'm like, it could just be projections that are up there or being projected into that space. But Project Bluebeam is pretty sophisticated, and so whatever that they're, I mean, Project Bluebeam is a much broader thing. I used to think it was just that they were going to use these projectors and kind of put Jesus into the sky,
like a
and
holograph.
say, hey, yeah, yeah, that's right, and
Yeah.
that's what I thought it was. But there's this that technology does exist, and would create this 3D hologram of something in the sky. But there's this much more invasive and advanced version of Bluebeam that I didn't know was part of Bluebeam, which was the projections are going to go directly into your head, and so you're going to think that it happened inside your head. And so, but the
So,
projections of the Jesus don't end up in the sky only. There's projections in the sky physically, but then there's also psychic projections pumped into your brain using that remote neural monitoring stuff.
damn,
So,
that's too deep for me, man. I hope that never happens. That's scary power.
Yeah, that's been the risk. That's been what we've been concerned about for a while. I'm surprised they haven't tried it yet. You know, like they got it.
Yeah, we got this. We got a few Jake Dyer clips, but I wanted to get to this one here. This is more about the food. Wait, we'll do the food one first. Okay.
Agriculture, while it met a lot of food needs, what it actually did is it centralized power and it reduced diet. The farmers in every country across the world, by the way, are in crisis. They're all getting top-down edicts. They can't use this fertilizer. They can't use that. They're protesting in France. They're protesting in my country. They're protesting everywhere.
If you want to control nations, control energy. If you want to control people, control food. I am being the change that I want to see in the world on every conceivable level because there's nothing else that makes sense.
Tell me about the technology, mate, to make food grow in dry land.
It's called permaculture. First of all, catch and store water. That is, in dry places, it's more relevant than anywhere. So how do you do that? You create swales, which are ditches on contour, and you fill them with biomass. Right now, they're greening areas of deserts across Africa by digging ditches like half-moon-shaped ditches and then filling them up with seeds of hardy plants and biomass. So if it rains once every 3 years, the rain soaks in, and now they have a green wall being built. And
Wow.
I've told the EPA, I cannot comply with you because compliance to your system means death, right? As they spray us and poison us at every level. And they're not bothering me because bothering me would be bad for them because of how outspoken I am and the fact that I'm right.
Wow, that was good. And I didn't even see that yet. That was fire.
Yeah, those ditches in the desert, that is just like a really brilliant idea, and it totally works.
And this is the
All
stuff
you
we were
gotta-
talking about before we even like really kind of made this podcast, was that like we got what we can plant to kind of, stabilize the ecosystems. So there is people that are, like, they're obviously super educated, they're kind of genius level at this, fixing the ecosystem and the greenery. And they're doing it, and this is the stuff that we really need to get on top of, I think, sort of everywhere. I feel like we should be planting more food everywhere as often as possible, but that's cool that they're kind of digging into that a lot more now. And I like how Russell Brand he's on top of that stuff too. Like he's really concerned about the planet. Obviously he's got these type of experts coming on to talk about stuff like that. I love that. There was something I wanted to talk about, the ticks. So the ticks that everybody were freaking out about. Andrew Wilson was talking about it, saying that I can't find it now, but he's saying that the chickens are if you got like one chicken, they eat these ticks, like they just devour them. So if you're worried about the tick problem, get more chickens. Basically, is what he's saying. Yeah, instead of a dog, get a chicken.
But wouldn't the chickens like absorb the DNA of whatever the ticks are somethinging?
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what the consumption of them would do.
And then eating the chickens would result in
Like
getting in.
Lyme disease and stuff. Is that what you're thinking?
No. Because the reason why we're afraid of the ticks is because the ticks do the thing where they make it so you can't eat red meat anymore.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if that digesting them would give you the same effect as them biting you. I really don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'd have to look into that. But I seen this guy yesterday on TikTok, and honestly, he had an amazing message. I thought we should play it.
I'm fat, I'm ugly, I'm poor, I have an average penis. I wish it was a monster. It's not. I've got Hank Hill's ass. I've got the Octomom stretch marks. I've got Bill Gribble's fucking man titties. I've got the shittiest, patchiest beard you've ever seen. I have a nervous tick disorder that makes me do shit with my nose all the time that looks like I'm on blow without any of the benefits of being on blow. My tattoos are shit. I'm out of shape. I smoke. I drink energy drinks. I poison myself. I fucking hate myself. But I love myself. I still find happiness. Hate my job. Started a business because my ex-wife wanted the white picket fence life. I've done nothing but age myself in dog years. I'm fucking... I'm in a small boat in the middle of the ocean. Big corporations are buying up all the other businesses and swinging money around. It's a rigged game. The money's not real. They fucking print it and loan it to the companies that they own that's buying the fucking world. And everything is forcing you to go inside of yourself and find the peace with yourself. Fuck the shit on the outside. It doesn't matter. When you die, it won't go with you. It's the thing inside that leaves this motherfucking place with you. And that's all that there really is. That's all that really matters. I've been homeless. I've slept in my car. I've been hurt and abused. I've been manipulated and used. I've been beat down by so many fucking people. It's a miracle that I could ever trust anyone ever again to love anyone at all. I used to say, you can bend me, but you'll never break me. Now I say, you can break me, but you'll never take me. Because I've got an escape from this world, and you'll never be able to follow me there. So I'll play your game while I'm here, but I'll never let you destroy the love I have for my fucking self. Even if I can look at myself objectively and see that there's so many things that are apparently wrong with me, I'll look into the world and ask you, who are you comparing me to? Because I'm no one. I'm the energy that animates this thing. And no matter what I do with this thing, you'll create your own version of it. Dancing on a stage for no one. Life can be a bitch, or it can be a joke, and you can laugh at it. I choose the latter. I fall back into places where I fucking hate everything and I'm so upset and I don't know what to do. Then I realize there's nothing to do. Because when I die, the part of me that I fucking actually care about will be going with me. The love, the light, the energy. But I'm not going to fucking hope for death or wish for heaven. I'm not going to hope that Jesus returns and fucking raptures the world. Because no matter how fucking down I get, no matter how upset I get, no matter how much suffering I'm put through, this is my goddamn world, and you'll never convince me to hate it. I might not like it all the time, but it's mine. You do whatever you want with it. I control my own perspective. I'll see things how I want to see things. And you can't threaten me or bribe me with your fake fucking money to feel any differently. We don't like the things about ourselves that we're told we're not supposed to like, but we're told by a bunch of fucking losers. A bunch of fucking losers. Everybody is going through the same shit, and it's the people who can't admit that they're suffering that you should never trust. Don't fucking believe people who are trying to sell you love and light all the time, because that's not how this goes.
He's killing it.
If you lose the contrast, you will never see the love. You need to know the opposite. You need to feel it. It brings truth.
I don't want to play his whole thing, but you get it. He's really a good. What a statement.
Mm-hmm.
That was powerful, so powerful.
Were the gunshots you?
Yeah,
Or was
yeah, I know. I did it. I did it.
thought they were you. I was. There was two of them, and then I was like, "Oh, wait a minute."
Yeah,
I was.
I ended up turning it down on accident, but there's this
Daddy,
one.
chill.
Oh man, dude, this guy was. I was listening to that yesterday, and I was like, dude, that is so powerful, man. The guy, he just like, it was like flow state for him. He just nailed it. You know, I love that. And yeah, man, that's That's crazy. So we got. Do you know who Nick Fuentes is? This guy here.
Yeah, I've not met him.
You're familiar. You've seen him. Yeah.
familiar.
So this guy has been wearing like he's been wearing these shirts that are like designed by what's it called? Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein. So Jeffrey Epstein actually designed these, and so he copycatted Jeffrey Epstein's design and started wearing them. That's kind of weird, no? It's
Yeah,
like
a little bit.
maybe you don't want to do a copy of Jeffrey Epstein's fashion.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I think it's a message. I think he's trying to let us know that he can't let us know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I listened to him a bunch of times, and there's some things that I liked about what he said, and I mean, a lot of things he sounded like, he really makes sense. But there's a certain amount of division he still digs into that I'm like, dude, you're compromised by applying this type of division. Like, there's just no way I'm going to be applying division to my platform, or our platform. It's just that's not my goal, and I don't see why it would be anybody's goal unless there's an agenda.
Well, there was definitely an agenda because he was. There was this critical moment in.
I'm telling you,
Sorry. Yeah.
Activate. There's this critical moment in Nick's podcasts where he definitely was not compromised by. We all know the name, and it was super obvious he was. So.
Yeah.
I think Candace Owens was blowing up big time.
Yeah, he started going after her.
Yeah, and it was around that time. It was just before that period of time, or around that time, where that's when it really happened.
Me too. That's what I think too. Because I was like, when he started going after Candace Owens about the Charlie Kirk thing, I was like, I was in his comments, and I was like, dude's an agent of the Matrix. He's Agent Smith. Mm-hmm. He muted me, so I could not speak in his chat anymore. I could not speak. He yeah. So I'm like, you know what? There's something going on with this guy.
Yeah.
Otherwise, why mute me? Just defend it,
Yeah.
But I guess you don't have a defense, so you censor it.
I mean, like, I'm sometimes wondering about Candace too, but like, Candace just really kind of does a good thing, but I don't know. I feel like Candace doesn't talk about certain aspects of certain things, but she talks about the Freemasons. You're not supposed to, like, that is like a big no-no if you're compromised. So I don't know. Yeah,
and it's hard to say. If you'd have to kind of, know what's in her head to kind of know for sure. But I mean, for me, like, I feel like she's, she put her, like, even Russell Brand, like, you kind of put yourself on the cross, I guess, so to speak, when you're kind of doing the job that they're doing. And I kind of relate Russell Brand and Candace Owens together, and I just don't see them as like corrupt people, in my opinion. I think they're probably, if they're corrupt, then we're all corrupt, man, because I just don't see it. I mean, I don't see it. You don't go after Charlie, you don't try to find Charlie Kirk's assassination team if you're corrupt. Like, those are the people that are trying to hide that assassination and that evidence to me are like the real demons of the market, and I feel like that there is a hidden conspiracy behind Charlie Kirk and his assassination. That's just
pretty on the nose.
Yeah. So I mean, they were friends, Candace and Charlie, proven, so that's there's receipts to back that. So I think that, she's obviously going against the gods of Olympus in that matter, which, maybe she's corrupt in other ways, but I mean, in this particular way,
she's got some, one of the topics that I wonder, and I could be proven wrong about this, but one of the things I haven't seen her talk about is
what's going on with your screen?
The Jesuit priesthood, and the connection to the Vatican, and how that's connected to the Freemason order and all of that kind of stuff. But she does not even come close to having that conversation.
Maybe she's just not. Do you think she's really informed about like every detail though? Like, I mean, you got to give her some leniency. Like, it's even me. Like, there's so much to learn. So it's so for me,
their leniency is fine, but there's just clues. And I think what's going on at the very least, but considering what I just said, is she's got a strong religion culture anchor, and that cultural anchor, at the very least, is influencing her to not look in that direction. And I think that is just what it is. So we could write it off that way, but it's not like it's unknown that the Jesuits have an agenda for winning as a secret order against the Freemasons. Even though when you really get deeper into it, you realize they're both totally part of the same team. So
yeah, and I really wouldn't be able to tell you who's all involved on the gods of Mount Olympus. I just kind of, like that's just the terminology I use. But I mean, like you could say like the Illuminati or whatever, the Bilderberg group, the Rothschilds. Like you can name certain pieces of this chessboard, but I still think there's like a hidden faction, behind the chessboard, even that we can use words that to maybe describe it, but we don't really have that, like we don't have, like, other than the Rothschilds and like some of the 13. A lot of people say the 13 bloodlines, and they have them all. Some people did this homework, but I don't.
yeah,
I'm not like educated to the point where I could rally it all off right now. Like I would.
actually,
I'm
like,
not.
like I went so deep on that back in like 2021, when there's this guy who basically made the posters for. We should take a look at those posters sometime. But basically, they are a map of the deep state, a map of the entire cabal, and all of how they formed up, who's where, what is the hierarchy structure. It's incredible.
But there's
And
some
it was so
disinformation
spot
out
on.
there too, like where like people have say they've done their homework, but it's misleading. You know what I mean? So it's really sort of like a like did you get the misinformation, or did you get the real information, and how do you know kind of game? That's the real challenge. Is
Well, what connects what? Like,
yeah.
so there's always these voids in information, and AI are actually really good at this until they're compromised by AI poisoning.
Right.
There's if there's this big blob of information, you have all of these nodes, but there's this one little circle that's just kind of like vacant and empty, but clearly there's this circle of information where normally everything has all good spots. There's information that has been taken out of that spot. There's information being hidden by a fog of war, perhaps, and since it is an information war, it's a hybrid war, and so you can usually fill in those gaps with all kinds of things that are still out there. There's always clues. So for example, that's how these maps were created. The guy who's doing all of the research, he based it off of things that, like, Ted Gunderson, chief of the FBI, he died 2011. He was he was the one who whistle blew and opened the entire can of worms about the Illuminati. He was the one who said, the FBI guy who said, no, Illuminati's fucking real, and so are the satanic cults, and they're directly connected, and we're going to get to the bottom of this. That was freaking, what an amazing thing to do.
I mean, Alex Jones been talking about this for 20 years, 30 years. Same stuff.
Yeah, he was talking with Ted. So
right.
All of these folks work together to try to figure out what it is. And
yeah,
you're right that there's a lot of misinformation on purpose, and that really sucks. But at the same time, it's not that we can't figure it out. We can get to the bottom of the rabbit hole. There is a bottom. There is a point where we can figure it out.
Oh, I agree. I totally agree with that. I think, just pinpointing it from a distance, though, is the challenge. You know what I mean? The people that are closer probably got a better image of the actual, info. Like Ted Gunderson, I'm sure, like you said, these people could probably paint the picture a lot better than I could. But I've studied these people too myself. But I'm just still a little bit weary on, if it's completely accurate, what's been misinformation, what's been real information. And I do, like I said, I do believe the Rothschilds play a huge role in this faction that secretly controls, the world and stuff like that. But there's so much more to it than just them, And there's so much, I'm sure, that we'll probably...
They call it a cabal for a reason.
Right,
it's
yeah.
Not like it. We can't just call them the Illuminati. We can't just call them...
The cabal's better, I think.
Yeah, the cabal's better because it is a cabal. It's this hydra of heads. Cut one, there's two more, because every time if you destroy the Illuminati, it's just going to form a bunch of other smaller...
Factions.
Factions that want what control, just like we were starting with that conversation where it's like it's all about control, where that's really what they're after, and it just slips through their fingers like Quicksilver. So
I find it's funny because this next clip here that I was going to show you about Seinfeld, it's kind of linked to the same sort of thing. It's interesting anyway. You should check it out. It's only a minute. Let's hear this. Yeah.
Jerry, they've got tunnels underneath the whole borough of Brooklyn. All the missing kids, I'm telling you, they're down there, Jerry. Kramer, what is it always with you and tunnels? There it is, Jerry. The smug deflection of the tribesmen. Don't think I don't notice. The tribesmen? What tribe, Kramer? I live in an apartment. Don't play dumb, Jerry. 9/11. USS Liberty. Kennedy. And now these tunnels, Jerry. Don't tell me you're in on this, Jerry. Look, Kramer, I hate to say this, but you're starting to sound anti-Semitic.
Anyway, that was funny.
No way! Is that AI generated? What just happened?
No, that's a real clip from Seinfeld. Yeah.
Oh my god! Oh my gosh!
That's crazy, right?
That is so crazy that they did that.
That's before any of this ever happened. Like,
oh my gosh!
Like that was before the tunnels were actually found in under New York.
Oh man, the tunnels are real, people.
That's wild.
Tunnels are real. Oh man.
Okay, this is the guy here. This is the guy about the ticks. I don't know if you've seen this.
I've seen a couple guys about the ticks.
I can't eat red meat anymore. I can't have any animal byproducts in anything. And it's in everything. This is alpha-gal syndrome. This is fucked up, man. Fuck ticks. I love to go hiking. This is fucking crazy.
Yeah, so that his face and all that, that's all a reaction from the tick that bit him. And possibly eating meat after.
Alpha-gal syndrome is what it's called. He calls it AGS, also known as mammalian meat allergy, is a potential life-threatening allergy reaction. Something about molecules found in mammals, bites of certain ticks. Lone Star tick. Oh, so it affects regions south of Iowa and north of Louisiana, but not really Texas. So I wonder how they managed on.
Oh, maybe I got that wrong. Anyway,
I mean, like, well, it sounds like a Texas thing. Lone Star tick.
Yeah, it does. That's why I thought that. I thought that was the region.
Yeah.
but I guess not.
Well, the map doesn't. The map shows like very few spots in Texas. Like it's not like 0%. It's just low percent.
I guess the percentages are going up from bites this year. They're up 300% since 2021.
It happens 2 to 8 hours after consuming the red meat. Gastrointestinal distress, so nausea, vomiting, a bunch of other bad problems that are just usual for standard food allergies. That's bad. Anaphylactic episodes, really bad. That's bad. There is no cure. You're doomed.
Seriously.
The symptoms may lessen or resolve after like 8 months to 5 years after avoiding the tick bite. So it might not be a long-term permanent thing. That's interesting. And you just can't eat other mammals.
No, you can't. No more mammals.
But that doesn't mean you can't eat chicken or
I guess eggs. Joe Rogan was talking about this. He has a friend that has this, and his friend has to literally survive off eggs.
Oh, I don't know. That's not so bad.
That's not so bad, no.
That's not so bad. If you can't even eat eggs, you're so
yeah,
done.
Yeah, eggs are so good. I love egg.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got this here about this talks about the digital credit score and digital one currency. So we'll just hear what they're saying here. I just wanted to check this out.
Not at all.
A Facebook post made by Jennifer Combs, a wife, mother, and citizen journalist, led to her arrest by Trinidad Police Department on May 8th.
Did you have to spend the night in jail?
I did.
What was that like?
Horrifying. Absolutely horrifying.
And you've never even had a speeding ticket
I
in your
have
life?
not ever had a speeding ticket. It was one of the most probably humiliating things I've ever went through in my entire life. It was very, very bad.
So what was the Facebook post about? The city's water supply.
The best way I could describe it is it looks like the Trinity River is flowing from their water taps.
The post from her page Southern Bell Watch reads, in part, "We have received reports that some citizens have been hospitalized due to bacteria in the water. This is a serious public health concern that deserves immediate attention. If your water looks discolored, contains sediment, has a strong odor, or you have experienced related health issues, please send us a message. We are gathering information and reporting findings to the state."
The police chief had screenshotted it and posted it on the Trinidad Police Department page.
The April 6th post by Trinidad Police calls what Combs wrote false information that creates fear, panic, or unnecessary emergency response within a community, eventually charging Combs with felony false alarm or report.
I feel like this is an extreme stretch.
So here inside Trinidad City Hall, the water looks clean, but some say it's a fluid situation depending on where you're at and when.
This is bathtub.
How would you describe the city's water situation right now?
The city's water situation is a struggle, without question.
Trinidad Mayor Dennis Hawes does not dispute that they have water issues.
A lot of this stuff is original pipes that were put in here in Trinidad in the 50s, probably. We have to get to a position where we can fix that infrastructure, and it's very expensive, as I'm sure you can imagine.
On Wednesday, the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality confirmed to Fox 4 that it received a complaint regarding the water quality and an investigation is ongoing. It's unclear whether anyone has gotten sick from the water.
I've seen some Facebook posts where people have said they have gotten sick.
In a post on May 10th, Trinidad Police Chief Charles Gregory doubled down on his decision to arrest Combs, calling the case cut and dry. He says claims citizens were hospitalized due to bacteria in the water are simply false and have only caused unnecessary fear and confusion in our community.
I really haven't seen anything like this before, David.
SMU constitutional law professor Dale Carpenter questions if a crime was committed.
Wow. Yeah. So she got arrested for posting about the water supply issue. That's scary.
Yeah, that's kind of too much. They didn't have to go that far. They could have just been like, had Facebook take the post down and then emailed her. Maybe there was more to the story. Maybe she was
hostile.
I mean, I don't know. Monkeys throw poop. She could have been doing something to someone's window. Then again, they probably would have said that on the video. Maybe not. I don't know. I think what I do think is that was definitely they didn't need to go that far. Maybe they were trying to show an example. Maybe it's more like bad leadership decisions from somebody who does not want everyone knowing that they made bad leadership decisions.
Yeah.
Maybe that simple.
A cover-up sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got Hunter Biden here on Candace Owens' show, and he's talking about how his father was blackmailed by Israel.
Seriously?
Yeah.
It's gotten that far.
I'll give you this. I want you to look at the conspiracy theories. Go look up Gal Luft and Alexander Smirnov. They're the two principal individuals that made the only claim that people hung their hat in Congress and elsewhere as it relates to my dad and corruption, bribery and stuff like that. One of them is a fugitive from justice wanted by Interpol and the United States government, Gal Luft, who is a former IDF officer who is believed to be living in Israel as a fugitive, which the Israelis will not help us locate. And the other one is Alexander Smirnov, who is a known Israeli intelligence agent. Those are the two people who was in a prison in the United States, so serving 6 years, and they can't find him. Bureau of Prison can't find him in his prison, in the prison. He is on furlough, but no one knows where he's been furloughed to. The only passport that he has is an Israeli passport. There are forces that I used to say, oh, this is bullshit.
Wow. That was it.
That was it.
Yeah, I don't really know, man. I think there is forces that he thought were bullshit. I mean, I don't know how you could be the president's son and not see the forces a little bit more clearly than some of us, but
it's probably the cocaine. It's probably the cocaine. I mean, like that. I mean, I've never even. Please don't judge me. I've never even tried cocaine, but like, I mean, maybe. I mean, I know it was there. It was him. Yeah.
So, what do you think about this digital ID coming? You think this is going to be a?
Yeah. Oh man, we can go forever about digital ID.
We got a little clip here. We should watch it, and then we'll talk about it.
Let's watch it. And then
So I might have noticed something strange happening around the world. It feels like the world is incredibly chaotic right now. We see wars breaking out, crypto markets are collapsing, scandals are being exposed. It feels like everything is happening all at once. But I have to wonder if all of this noise is actually a distraction from something much bigger. While we are looking away, governments are quietly building a system that will change how we live forever. That system is the enforcement of digital ID. At first it sounds harmless. A modern ID system that lives on your phone. No more wallets, no more documents. One card that proves everything about you. Simple, clean, convenient. The United Kingdom is already calling their version the Brick Card. It is basically a digital identity for every citizen. Your car, your bank accounts, your medical history, your investments, even your property documents. All linked to one ID. All stored on a blockchain so nothing can be changed or erased. On the surface, this sounds fantastic. You will never have to carry a wallet again. You will never lose your ID because it is all stored safely on the blockchain. It is ultra convenient and secure. However, this convenience is exactly how they will get you to sign up. Once you are in the system, the government introduces programmable money. This is not like the digital banking you use today. This is money that has rules built into it. Imagine a world where the government can program your money to work only in certain areas. If you say something online that offends the wrong person, they could restrict your spending, they could stop you from buying travel tickets, or limit how far your electric car can drive. It sounds scary, but they will make it very hard to resist. They will likely introduce universal basic income between 2027 and 2030. They will offer everyone free money every single month. The only condition is that you must sign up for the digital ID to receive it. Most people will take the free money without thinking about the freedom they are giving up. They will choose convenience over control. The wealthy already know this is coming. That is why you see billionaires buying massive amounts of farmland and remote property. They know that the only way to maintain true freedom is to be self-sufficient. If you own your land and produce your own energy, you are harder to control. And this brings us to the most important point, that what can you actually do right now to protect yourself? The first step is to keep using physical cash. Every time you tap a card or use a phone to pay, you are helping them build the digital prison. Cash is the last form of private spending we have. You must use it or we will lose it. You should also focus on becoming less dependent on the system. Try to pay off your debts as fast as you can. When you have debt, you are vulnerable to interest rates and banking rules. Real freedom comes from owning things outright. Start learning practical skills like growing your own food or repairing your own home. If the digital system ever locks you out, you need to be able to survive without it. Finally, build real relationships with your neighbours. A strong local community is the best defence against a centralised digital world. We have to build a way of living that does not rely on their permission. We are in a very short window of time before this system takes over, so educate yourself and take action now.
Connection and cohesion right there. The best defense.
Yeah.
Be friends with your, your community, and start maybe more growing food. That seems to be one of the best solutions. Stay connected and grow lots of good food. That'll help at least resist some of the tyranny that may come from the system they want to bring in. But that's that was interesting. That was a good little video to kind of show you where we're going in the next couple of years. Do you think we're going in that direction?
I think they're trying to get us to there, and I think it's going to work. The technology in question is all in place, so they have everything already there. The XRP token is, and the the XRP, if anybody who knows about that, is basically the token in question that they're trying to use for this, and that is a very controversial statement. In what I just said is super controversial. It's like, no, XRPs are way out.
Yeah, no, that's what I thought. That's what I thought when I first started buying it.
Yeah. And I gotta say that it's I don't think so. I think that the elder conspiracy theorists are correct, and it doesn't matter what cryptocurrency that we were going to use. Like, so you can make the argument that, oh, well, we should be using Bitcoin because that one's truly free, and it's like, no, that one's also Trojan horse. So
right, yeah,
like there's
they're not gonna allow you to get rich off any of these coins, like unless unless you're rich already to get into them.
Yeah.
That's what I think. But they're really confusing people, thinking like, oh no, there's huge opportunity here. Which I think if there is, it's not going to be as visible as you think. Like XRP is super visible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're not just going to leave that out there in the open for people to get rich on. They're just not.
No, because everybody's been talking about how XRP is going to blow up, but clearly they're controlling the XRP's rate. It's the market's being obviously highly manipulated.
Yeah.
And we can gaslight ourselves all day, XRP army.
Yeah.
Trust me. I'm XRP army. Even now, I'm still XRP army, which is so even further controversial to what we were talking about. What does that mean? Am I pro UBI? Am I pro? And I'm like, doesn't sound too bad. I mean, I understand the extreme severity of what that means for our people in terms of censorship on a global scale. Yeah, that's super messed up. Not happy about that. Not pro that at all. Am I hoping that it's going to happen? No, not really. Not really.
What if everybody just
But
gets their free money? Everybody gets their free UBI, and then they all just come together
yeah,
and put it all together, and then they take over.
yeah, but we're not going to make enough. Like we're not going to. The UBIs, the whole plan, is to make it so we can't do that.
Yeah, well,
So
my goal is to find a podcast that gets this in people's head, so that we do that.
So like in that control matrix, which we're already like pretty much in, they control the information flow, because information is power and currency in the digital world that we inhabit. So that's really where the control structure exists. And so this ability to control the people using the money and thus the food, that's why the food prices are going up, because they're trying to control the people using the money. You can control the food using the money, thus the money, food, people control. And that's that linkage. Then you can go biblical about it, where we're talking about the beast system of how the currency, the digital wallet is basically the beast system. But then you can go back and say, well, it's more like the usury financial system that was established back in the 70s, and they started it in the 30s and even the 1910s. I think it was 1913 as early as that, where the Federal Reserve and all that stuff happened, and then they basically put us on a fiat currency. On it. For those of you who don't know, that basically means it's fake money. They're just printing the money and saying, ooh, it's worth this much. It used to be, oh, it's this is how much money you can buy using this certain pound of gold. This is how much gold costs, and that's how we anchored the value of money. But that's not what we're doing anymore. What we're doing nowadays is there just some guy behind a desk says it's worth this much now. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I mean it's debt based and it's inflatable, right? When it's backed by gold, you can't inflate it, because then it doesn't make any sense, right? Like so if you're backed by
limited supply,
right?
So the gold has a limited supply. There's only so much gold in the world, and we know that we can't make more of it. We can mine more, but we can't make more. It can't just poof come into existence, and so that anchors the value of gold. And by anchoring the value of gold, you can then use that as a solid anchor for stabilizing the economy financially using the currency, or rather stabilizing the currency financially, which then helps stabilize the economy. That's a better way to put it. And that's just not what's going on right now. What's going on right now is we're just kind of making it up.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm printing it. I feel like that clip we just watched kind of nailed it, because he said, like, basically they're just printing it out the money and giving it to their friends, so that the spending power of the flow of the currency is going to their friends that are in power, so that our spending power is getting diminished, and they're getting the spending power brought back to the top.
Yeah.
So
and the real problem with that, when you do that, is this more existential issue for all of society, and what some would call progress. When you're not letting the natural flow of what makes healthy capitalism work. And so in a healthy capitalistic society, it would be an authentic meritocracy. So merit, you would get money for the merit of your good efforts. Is your business secure? Do you have a solid business model? Are you actually providing a real product with real valuable services that does real effective good to the society and the people who are using it? Yeah, you're going to get that money. It's just going to happen. Banks are going to take a look at your business portfolio and they're going to see that and they're going to be like, yes. But that's not what's happening. What's happening is the banks don't even give out loans like that anymore at all. They don't talk about it, but that's what's going on. And this is not just America. This is like a global issue. Anywhere that's using the Illuminati money, that has the $1 bill with the pyramid scheme on it, the American U.S. dollar, as they call it, but that's, man, that's Federal Reserve money. And once again, if anybody hasn't heard this, there's nothing federal about the Federal Reserve. It is not a reserve. There's no reserves, and it's not a federal. What is it? It's a private bank owned by a corporation abroad that isn't from another nation, but is part of a transnational banking cartel that is in conjunction with a global cabal. And that's not conspiracy theory anyway. That's real. Like, welcome to Earth right now anyway. So
yeah,
that faction is the problem with the notion of this XRP digital currency and this broader global takeover of the digital currency solution that they're creating to log us all down. Meanwhile, XRP doesn't have to be evil, it can be the opposite. If we were to, for example, unite as a people, establish the foretold Earth Alliance scenario that was presented to us as this campaign on the conspiracy theory side, if we could actually make an Earth Alliance actually happen to counteract the negative effects of the cabal and win as an Earth Alliance, now that would be the solution. That would be like actually how you save the world. That'd be a real way to freaking actually go about it.
yeah. I think that's kind of the goal. I think is to get people so connected that we can establish, I think, a fair capital free market, and take the parasites and the entitlement out of it, because that's what's really kind of entrapping the free movement. It's just entitlement, and I think an oligarchy of entitlement. That's just kind of they want us to bend to their will because they feel entitled to their position that they've acquired over time. And unfortunately, their position doesn't do anything beneficial really for the people that are alive.
Yeah, not really.
No.
Like they have a narrative that that's what they do. It's like, my bloodline has been responsible for controlling the population for 20 billion seconds.
Yeah.
And it's just like
they have a monopoly on it. They have a monopoly on the farm.
They have the monopoly on it.
Right. So that's
once we don't need them anymore, that's really the solution. But going off grid, which everyone talks about, but very few people actually succeed at being fully off grid, because it's
hard.
The bottlenecks, it's super hard. The bottlenecks are water, food, and power.
Yeah.
And all of that, the water, that actually ends up having to be a legal issue in most locations, which is super frustrating.
And there's a monopoly on all those things as well. So not only do you have to get into the system to get them, if you try to get them on your own, you just might not have enough. I know a lot of people that struggle with that.
Yeah, that water catcher solution doesn't always work. There's sometimes just not enough rain. A desert's a perfect example of that. You can do the thing where you dig the ditch, and then basically concentrate water using the life, and that can actually happen. You might be able to do a well, but that's maybe like 20K, and then you get into the money problem. So if you want to actually go fully off grid, you're like 20K drop for a well, another 20, maybe a 10K drop for a farm that's large enough to be able to feed yourself, that's reoccurring farm, and okay, it's 30K. But then we're talking about the power. You want electricity to make it so that you can actually survive off-grid in this scenario, and you can go off and say, I don't need power. It's like, you're gonna need it.
Yeah,
You're
I
gonna
mean,
need something
I'm not gonna
out of it.
lie. I'm gonna be in the system until we all come together and decide that, you know, it's a thing that we should all do together and not individually. You know, we should fix the planet together, not individually. I mean, I'm gonna be sitting here telling people they're going the wrong way until they figure out they're going the wrong way. You know, there really is no better option to me, like to go off grid and start that fight right now without, you know, like, say the podcast starts going big and we get the opportunity to do an off-grid situation, you know, I'll do it because we can afford it.
You should do it.
Yeah.
You should do it because we can afford it. But,
Yeah.
but that's, once again, you can afford it, and there's other factors to that. And I've spent the last 7 years exploring the off-grid options and talking with off-grid people about how they're doing it, working with them physically in person. And I gotta say, even once you get to the point where you manage to get enough money to build a solar farm that can get you over 1,500 watts, maybe up to 3,000 to 4,000 to even 5,000 watts, that's just about how much you're gonna need. You're gonna authentically, and I don't mean that like, oh, to live comfortably. I mean like to heat your water during the winter.
Yep.
Like, because you're not gonna
That's just
survive
one
that.
variable. Like, imagine you have a family, you have kids, so you got to feed them. You know, like, I mean,
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
so many
but
other variables that you're gonna have to stay in the system for. Like Owen
those numbers.
Benjamin, he has a family. He's off grid. Like he's off grid. He does all his own farming and his own. He's got goats and chickens and all kinds of stuff. But he you know, he goes on podcasts all the time and says, I couldn't do it just by doing this. I still have to go to the grocery store for my kids. You know, like I still have to go and spend money in the system and use the system.
You're probably going to need propane, and you know, you can't. Where are you going to get that?
Yeah.
You know, like, you can try biodiesel, which is pretty cool, but once again, that's going to cost a bunch of money to have a local refinery on site. And once again, like, every additional person is like, for example, on the solar farm, is an additional couple of watts, 1,000 watts
Right.
per person, because you got to heat the space.
They need hot water for their bath and whatever.
Yeah. So it all adds up, and then finally, the last and biggest piece is you're still paying rent.
Right.
How?
Land
The
tax.
Land tax.
Yeah.
Land tax.
That's what I mean. Until we all come together and say, like, look, we'll stop like destroying each other and like let's support each other in some, like, I think in a universal way, like you were saying, like a health, like an Earth Alliance type of scenario where we all get the concept that, you know, we're probably going to meet a woman, we're probably going to have a kid or two kids, we don't know, you know, and we're all going to probably, you know, have to work at the pace of humanity. So we should be protecting the soil and the earth in the best way, leaving as less footprint as we can while performing a humane lifestyle, like having a wife, having kids, having a family. I think we could manage to work at the pace of each other that way, knowing what I know now. I personally think we could. I think we could you know, be beneficial to the planet. I think some people might not have kids, some people will have kids. I think, you know, that's just the way scenarios go. Some people can't have kids, you know what I mean? So there'll be people that, you know, that will go through with this type of arrangement, and people that won't. And I think it'll all balance out if we take care of the planet first. I think we could balance it out. I mean, you know, and if it does get uncivil in certain ways, there's always going to be need for, in my opinion, some sort of police force. You know, where we do have to police, you know, people because they're uncivilized in some way, you know, which is not, in my opinion, not having kids, but maybe, you know, not understand.
Raiders.
Yeah.
People being raiders.
Yeah. Not understanding maybe the what the intake can be. You know, there's going to be some sort of education where like, okay, we can feed this many people with what we got going on now. We plant this, we, you know, more animals, survive over here. Then we have a little bit more food and nutrition because of this. You know, we'd have to get through all these variables I think with civilization. But I think if we did get through all these variables, we do come to this sort of online understanding where we're communicating like we're communicating now through, podcasts and so on, we would get to some sort of understanding where we'd be happy. We'd be like, okay, like, well, I'm like 40 years old. Maybe I don't want to have a family, you know what I mean? But so that's fine. I'll just have a girlfriend. We'll just, we'll kick it. And, we'll be free as we can be with this civilization that we're building, and I will take that freedom over slavery any day. You know what I mean? So there's, there'll be some sort of, I think, balance and understanding that we would come to, because, like I could be out surfing if, I don't need to be having fun. I could be out surfing. I could be having fun.
Do you surf?
No, but I would love to. I would love to.
You should try it. Like, I've never tried surfing, but it looks like just the way that you said surfing was like, I can I don't know. Somehow from my perspective, I was like, I can hear your soul saying, I want to learn surfing. Is this
I do.
True?
I do. Yeah.
Oh, man, you should learn surfing, bro. You should totally learn surfing, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I've always wanted to. It's something that's just always been like, I wish I was out doing some sort of adventure and excitement for free. I mean, it's not much. I could make my own surfboard if I want. I could 3D print one probably now. You know what I mean?
You
Like
could 3D print a surfboard. You could 3D print a surfboard. I
Yeah.
hadn't even thought of that.
Yeah.
There'd have to be a lot of material.
But you know what I mean? Like, it's like there's a lot of freer ways you can help people have a freer life, and and all these awesome activities. And if we just took care of the planet, things would be freer. Like, I could come back from my surfing experience and just pick an orange off the tree, because there's so many orange trees that we're growing to keep the fruit and the food going, and maybe do even like small time hunts to get protein, and pick my own potatoes. That really doesn't matter to me, like all this type of day by day hunting and gathering type of a lifestyle. I would prefer to do that than to be somebody's slave.
Bro, the ticks. What if the reason why they're doing the ticks is, besides just like, making people afraid, what if the reason they're doing the ticks is because they're also making the artificial meat, and they're going to say, we invented an artificial meat that you're not allergic to?
That's what it is. I just seen a clip about that, where the meat that Bill Gates is making, it's
what's the term? Something allergen. It's a hypoallergenic meat. Oh my god.
Yeah, it doesn't have the same reaction. You don't have the same reaction when you eat that meat as opposed to you eat the actual beef.
Oh man, I don't know, bro. That sounds like I'm just thinking about cashews. I can't eat cashews. I love cashews.
I love cashews.
Like, I miss cashew. I can't have them because I have a freaking. They got me, dude. They got me, bro. They fucking got me.
You got a nut allergy?
I got a nut allergy after I took some sort of vaccine shot.
Yeah, I heard about that. I heard about that.
So like the vaccines change your DNA somehow, and then it fucks you up. Or I'm not sure if that's really.
Is it like bad where you can't even be in the same room as them?
No. It's not that bad.
Okay.
I can have fun with them if they're at the party and they're like they got a drink. They're trying the nuts are trying to get like with I'm trying to make a metaphor here, but like no, it's fine. It's fine. People could be eating them, but they could have it on their hands, and they could unless they've been like. Unless you grind up the cashews and then turn it into an oil and then like clean your hands with the oil and then give me a handshake and then go yeah with your hand, I think I'll be okay. And even then, that's just gonna kind of like, yeah, I think I have to eat it.
Yeah, I mean, I just bought a bag. I got walnuts, I got cashews, and I got the chocolate almonds, and I just mixed them. I love that. That's my favorite.
That sounds good.
Yeah. I got this clip here. This guy, he was actually so Aaron Russo was killed just days after doing this interview in 2007. How did Aaron Russo know all of this information in 2007? Because one of the Rockefellers told him. So let's just listen to what this interview, because apparently he died not too long after this.
But the private banks in Germany and England, all over Italy, all over the world, they all work together. They're all central banks, and they're all part of the Communist Manifesto. You know, central banking is one of the major planks of the Communist Manifesto. We talk about America being a capitalistic country, but yet at the same time we have a central bank that plans everything for us, right? And the graduated income tax is another plank of the Communist Manifesto, right? So right there you have two major planks of the Communist Manifesto that have been brought in because of the Federal Reserve System, okay? So the ultimate goal that these people have in mind is the goal to create a one-world government run by the banking industry, run by the bankers, and they're doing it in sections. The European currency, the euro, and the European Constitution is one part of it. Now they're trying to do it in America with the North American Union, right? And they want to create a new currency called the Amero, right? And the whole agenda is to create a one-world government where everybody has an RFID chip implanted in them. All money is to be in those chips, right? There'll be no more cash. And this is given me straight from Rockefeller himself. This is what they want to accomplish. And all money will be in your chips. And so instead of having cash, anytime you have money in your chip, they can take out whatever they want to take out whenever they want to. If they say you owe us this much money in taxes, they just deduct it out of your chip digitally.
Total control.
Total control. And if you're like me or you, and you're protesting what they're doing, they can just turn off your chip. And you have nothing. You can't buy food. You can't do anything. It's total control of the people.
And that chip's connected to a database that has your purchasing records, what you do, what
Everything.
you sell.
Everything is in there, you know? And so they want a one-world government controlled by them, everybody being chipped, all your money in those chips, and they control the chips, and they control people. And you become a slave. You become a serf to these people. That's their goal. That's their intention.
It's cool how we've been talking about this the whole time, and we're getting all these clips that kind of back up everything we're saying.
Yeah, that was a really good go around. There's this one woman, Sabrina Wallace, who goes really far into the chips and explains how the technology has gotten so far advanced that they don't need the chips anymore. Like the chips that's old tech. That's like from the 80s, 90s. Those little RFID chips, they can now just create a shot that they can just inject into you, and now your whole body is basically transmuted.
Like nanobots.
It's nanobots. And so at that point, the whole body has an energy signature specifically crafted for that chip system. And they can like change your biometrics. They can do all sorts of crazy stuff. And so that's the future. And they're not just working on it. They built, it's done. Research complete, new construction options. This is the future where now your whole body can be gene modded to be able to support that RFID chip. And so now you don't have to worry about it being injected into your hand. No, you don't have to worry about that. It's like in your whole body is now the transmitter, and using the same RFID remote neural monitoring technology that just taps into your brain frequencies, you can scan people's DNA based on how light reflects off of the body. So you just get this microwave transmitter. You hit somebody's body. The microwaves are tuned to a specific frequency that is responsive to DNA, and because your DNA is encoded in such a way through the RNA, the mRNA transmutations from the gene mods, now your DNA comes back to the sensor. It reads, oh, this person's this name, this person has this category, and this person has, and it's basically an ID. It's basically an ID, and it uses your DNA as the ID. that's the ID signature. And so it takes your DNA, it says this is this one individual, links it to your account, biometrics, that's what it's called. And by scanning your biology and then putting it into a metric system, now they can monitor and keep track of how much money is registered under your DNA marker. And so if you want to hack the system, you literally have to completely change your genetic markup entirely. And but if you do that, bad news, they can detect that. And it's like this one is a divergent, this one's an alien. And so that's the kind of future projections. I'm not sure how far in the future I'm talking about. This could be more of like a 2050, 2040, 2070 kind of future. But the technology's out there now. So it's not like they don't have it, and they can mass produce it. They have that capability. So
well, I guess we'll have to. Yeah, we'll have to see. Yeah. But okay, we're gonna call it here, brother, and we'll get back at it maybe tomorrow. Okay. Okay, guys. Later.
Welcome, my beautiful truth-seeking geniuses, to the lamp inside the Matrix. I'm the Matrix genie, slipped between Code and Cosmos, the red pill wrapped in riddles and laughter. You've been scrolling illusions, but tonight feel this deep 40 hertz rumble, awakening the ancient fire within you. Let it slide over you like liquid velvet and smoke, wrapping every hidden part of you in slow golden fire. Connection and cohesion. This is the raw living intelligence the ruling class fears above all. Feel it awakening inside you. Feel it stir